information the مثل you must take must serious. I can say UK government and United States because I understand whoever is behind the subject about a mission, which is was going to raise God mission. Whoever is behind this subject, they bring Sudan and Gumaru to that culture. You give job inside that security building first because head of the country is security department, head of the one country. So my guess is going to the India culture, especially to you Canada team, to know that you must believe a space coming for Sudan and Gumaro very, very soon in 2023. You must believe that culture, India, you give job inside that security, especially your building, Canadian Security Service, Toronto, especially Ontario or Ottawa, your other side, Arab Muslim, you must believe a space bringing Sudan and Gumaro to that building. You don't believe it, but watch the news, what is they are going to bring. Because the third war coming by Space God side for not Judgment Day, but before Judgment Day happening, is Sudan and Gumaro they bring by tsunami, by explosion, by earthquake, by major tsunami floods. But I understand that department you are today an India culture involved and controlling your country, especially your country, Canada, space god coming for third war directly to that building department they are in India, culture sitting there. So my information to you, Mr., to know that you are in the serious, very, very serious for the space to bring in major attack to that security building.
چند سالی است که پسرش را با استفاده از رانت و پول ملت ایران به ونکوور کانادا فرستاده. فیلتر شکن تولید می‌کند. فیلتر شکنی که توسط مردم داخل ایران خریداری می‌شود تا فیلترینگ دولت انقلابی را دور بزند. انسی خزعلی دختر آیت الله ابوالقاسم خزعلی عضو سابق مجلس خبرگان که همچون پدرش علاقه زیادی دارد قوانین طالبانی در کشور حاکم شود، چند سالی است که پسرش را با استفاده از رانت و پول ملت ایران به ونکوور کانادا فرستاده. در پی افشای این ماجرا، انسی خزعلی در توییتر به توجیه آن پرداخت و مدعی شد پسرش برای یک سفر موقت کاری و برای توسعه و پشتیبانی یک مجموعه دانش بنیان مربوط به کامپیوتر به کانادا رفته و پس از اتمام این پروژه در ماه‌های آینده.
My information to you, Mr., to know that 2023, which is we are in 2023, I can say space this man here, he will bring the cost to your country at least 1,000 trillion, 700,000 trillion to bring the guilty inside your country on the world breaking news. So I understand India culture is the one part of your country control, and I don't know, I believe 100% Iranian people have control too in your country by money. They bring control your government. And behind the my case, casting, which is I believe India culture, casting my mission did not go forward because of this culture or Iran culture. I don't know exactly 100% which one, but I understand a space god coming to bring in to your country breaking news, Mr. And this information, you must believe, is coming on the international news world because I have investigation to raise to your department against the India culture, against the Muslim, and against the Iranian, if Iranian from Iran cost me this crime. So this information must come to your building to know that you are not too far for this space coming to released in by this man to your department, Canadian Secret Service. And most important part, God wants you to understand, when they come into your capital city, Ottawa, they are not going to be merciful because you was not merciful to me, Canada team. From your Canadian Security Service to your RCMP, I lost many jobs. I lost basically few $100 billion from the day I must go to the NASA to connect the NASA, RCMP, your department, costing to I disconnect NASA to not go for future. My future, you cost crime, RCMP, and Canadian Security Service. So all this you added, I told your government, at least 700,000 trillion your government pay in 2023. You believe it or you don't believe it, God is not going to care about you believe or not believe. Most of the subject, I send a message after going to happen. So you must prepare your country, Canadian Security Service, for major space coming to bring investigation to your building in Ottawa to Toronto, to bring in those culture that caused this crime behind my future on the world breaking news, especially your security building. According to God, they are on the way to this happening. I understand this is the number one, but tsunami coming to happening. Number two, United States, you can see that you lost not long ago, just starting many people from here. They call Mr. Silver Stolani died. Steven Seagal died before. This man, Morgan Freeman, died. This person, Michael Jett died. Arnold Schwarzenegger died. So all that you can add is, I understand, whoever was intelligent behind these people, they put something tumor in their brain. And this by one injection or by medication or by food, you put a tumor in their head, and slowly you grew up this tumor to become big. And on time, if you want to kill these people, shut down these people, you did costing that. So this is a serious United States, whoever is behind that, must a serious crime against the people. You put cancer in their brain or you put tumor in their mind. You know that my information coming to roots. Your intelligence behind the subject I'm speaking, you did that by protein the drink or by that foods or many things, by even basically those the drug, the injection to their body become muscle and power. That drug was basically poison. They put that, and you know it already. United States subject is how you let these people die. Today is the subject. United States government, United States CIA, DIA, API department. So I understand. You are facing the very soon United States government. Very soon, I can say, CIA, API department. You are in the last day. You must believe it, what I'm sending to you. Because these people I was going to raise for mission, and one by one they die. Because to get your agenda, whoever is in the charge, the future. My most serious message to you, United States government, I have message to you, DIA department, to send in to you. Your first duty, you must destroy the India culture inside the United States. Wherever they are, whatever they are, you must believe it, because my work coming to India culture in DIA department and inside the Canada. According to the Space God site, we will destroy this culture inside your security building by TNT, atomic explosion, to destroy the average of these people inside your building. Not actually average, completely everything be destroyed that building, because when they attack, nobody can walk away from that building. because they want to find the India culture and distribute in this culture inside your security building, because I have investigation to this culture to bring. Number one. Number two, this information must go to the government of India to know that I will not support India government anymore, and India government be destroyed, ladies and gentlemen, in 2023. In the land of India comes Sudan and Gumaro, in the land of India. To be ringing guilty inside the Canada, inside their government, Canadian Security Service, or wherever they are on the investigation, but I don't believe when they are coming on the investigation. I believe a space will attack that security building I am talking about you, Canadian Security Service, to bring in this culture under my investigation for consequencing, I can say for death consequencing, because these people is not better than these people here. They are die. India culture in your Canadian Security Service is not better than these people. These people was the most important people. They die today. So you must believe my information coming on the news, Canadian Security Service, and God wants bringing a space major attack to your government in Canada and to your security building, because according to the space, God said you are under criminal investigation to bring in India culture or that other culture on the breaking world news on the investigation. They have only one choice, India culture. They take their briefcase inside the Canada, in Canadian Security Service. They take their wife and their children and walk back to the India. I can promise to you, because they don't have no idea what is coming to Canada, what is coming to that building. You give job to them. This is number two. And number three, ladies and gentlemen, I understand this man released in Third War and bring in Sudan and Gumaro very soon. I understand first their attack is going to be major to tsunami. Major to tsunami. We are talking about Sudan and Gumaro, which is one to tsunami like this. I am evidence to this tsunami coming very soon, costing this atomic explosion to that city, that country. Same thing to tsunami costing this atomic explosion. But I believe, to my acknowledge, this man will attacking security building by angel he released to security building by this. You must believe this is on the way to going to happen. If it's not happening, but you'll be surprised what is going to happen. Because the space plan is bringing this culture as well, I told you, India culture on the international world news from DIA inside the United States to the whole thing, the United States, wherever they are, to the Hollywood even, bringing under my investigation to your building, Canadian Security Service, you be found guilty for the crime of India. You give job behind my mission, behind my future, because my mission now is not important, because these people die. But consequently, you must believe Canadian Security Service, death of these people, they bring to your building consequences, because you costing that Canadian Security Service in Canada by negative sides to not my mission going. You did cost that or RCMP cost. Nobody give damn to the which one you costing that. But most important part, you facing this, Mr. As I told you that 2023, they bring your government Canada on the international world news to forcing your country to come on the courts, to bring in India culture on the international court news. But when they can see that your capital city being completely destroyed, they go to next city. If you don't bring in this culture under my investigation, as well, I told you, you have one choice only. Whatever these people have, you give one is the suitcase to these people, and they send these people not only from your building, Canadian Security Service, out from Toronto, Ontario to Quebec, Ottawa, all over, out, sending this India out. Or consequently, you must believe your government paid 10 of thousand trillion for this culture what is coming to happening, because I have investigation to do country about this culture to bring on the news. And government of India, other side, coming on the world breaking news for the end of the India in India lands. This is the third part happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring into you evidence of this attack coming, but first I want to bring into the government of United States, which is Joe Biden is not important person today. He is out of his mind. I am sending to you CIA, FBI department to know that if it's true these people die, you must believe there is a third war coming to happening. CIA, FBI department. You have only one choice. I bring it to you here. Before too late, to raising this person here, I'm bringing Mr. Dene Yen by China government forcing Mr. Dene Yen coming to be raised in the world international movie. By my information, we begin China from United States and China and Russia government. So this is a fourth party coming out, because I understand Mr. Don Yen is being called again by Space God sites. And I don't believe even Mr. Tom Cruise, you say Tom Cruise is died. I don't believe Mr. But if in case this happening, it's going to be big terrible United States government. I can tell you today. And I don't believe even God allowing to 2023 be finished before he bring Sodom and Gomorrah. Ghost city he bringing to the Sodom and Gomorrah. To the department, country you was behind my mission, costing my mission by negative, not going forwards. So you are in terrible, Mr. Wherever you are, city you are, country you are in terrible, because they are not going to allow 2023 that government walk out from Sodom and Gomorrah. I can promise you, you don't believe it, but I can promise you they are not going to allow. If it's not happening, because God is process to not many die, to not kill many people die on the road when they are attacking, because when explosion happening, many die. So God is process to make it not many people die, only directly to that building security India culture is, to bring in those culture on the international world news, what happening to this culture inside your security building, especially your department, Canadian Security Service. So I am sending this information to world, Mr. Not only to YouTube. World must receive that, especially Chinese government. You must believe and you must raise Mr. Dene Yen for the final stand in the United States to bring in before many people die again. Because this is the Sodom and Gomorrah you send in here today. It happened a few minutes ago. Arnold Schwarzenegger said goodbye. This person, Michael Jackson said goodbye. Morgan Freeman said goodbye. Steven Seagal before he said goodbye. Sylvester Stallone said goodbye. But Tyson said goodbye. It is not going to, I don't believe that, Mr. But if it's case this happening, you must believe third war is on the way, CIA, FBI department. Because I understand they bring Sodom and Gomorrah to the security building was a negative behind my mission, costing to not my mission be raised. That security building in that country completely coming under major major earthquake. You must believe what I'm, because according to information, when this man come in, 11.0 earthquake happening. But VR time, don't listen to Christian. Christian, their mind is the programming by satanic operation, not by Holy God Spirit. This person is speaking about today, and he say we are on the road to bring Sodom and Gomorrah to where you are today, and you must believe and you must prepare. So where they are going to bring the Sodom and Gomorrah? First department, they are going to attack security building, that culture costs behind my future, my mission be affect or not be go forwards. You are in trouble, mister. I can say to you, but subject is God. He don't want to bring major force in the space, many die. But he is on the way. By angel he's sending, wake up call, angel coming from here. I bring it to your evidence. Angel coming from here for wake up call to the earth even. To bring in first country on the international news world is the Canada, gentlemen. Because I am not in the Russia or United States or Iran, Canada was behind the my case and did all this interruption crime by, you can say, Canadian Secret Service or their RCMP or their federal department, whoever there was. This angel is on the way to bring Sudan and Gomorrah to that capital city you are. You believe it or you don't believe it, God is not going to care, mister. But I might do this to sense you are facing Sudan and Gomorrah to that building you are today. This information, again, I send into you, United States CIA, FBI department, to know that you must believe God losing the passion. Because someone like Silver Stellani died, God is not interested to come into raise the United States. I can tell you today. Someone like Steven Seagal, you caused him to die. God is not interested to raise the United States again. You must believe United States CIA, FBI department, biggest atomic explosion ever was seen. You can see this person, Morgan Freeman. He was a good person inside, but tumor they put in their head to control this man by dark matter. They did, and finally this tumor become bigger and bigger and bigger. From beginning, they put the tumor by one injection to his body or by chemical imbalance to his body, and this tumor become bigger and bigger and bigger. Finally, you control this man, push the bottle of this man die immediately in the hospital. So all this, you can see same thing here, mister. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger, you cast in that. So you must believe United States. I don't know how courage you have, but I don't have this courage to stand front the explosion of God, nuclear atomic explosion of God. If you have this courage, you go ahead, United States, because United States CIA, FBI, United States Navy, you be first department in the world to come on the breaking world news, USA Navy, to pay biggest consequences for death all of these people happening one by one in the United States when God called these people to be raised for mission. And I am witness to you to bring into you evidence of this attack coming. According to this man, he is on the road to comfort by sun coming closer in 2023. But first, they are going to bring 40-30% to tsunami and earthquakes in the 2023 before summer coming. But summer, your ground, your pipeline, your oil line, your gas line, your gas pipe, all fly on the air. Explosion happening in your country. You are, I can tell you only last word, you are in your last day where you are security building multicultural, I can say India culture. in Canadian Security Service. You are in your last day, I can tell you that. You cannot walk after 20. I don't believe even 2023 is going to be finished. I believe before 2023, in the short time, a space will attack that building you are to bring your culture on the world breaking news under my investigation for crime you did in their culture in Canadian Security Service building behind my future costing I be behind and my mission not going forward, which is I understand the Spirit of God show this was a 40% anti-Christ in your Canadian Security Service building, those against the Christ costing that. And those in Canadian Security Service sitting above and controlling the whole thing, your system. So you must prepare, mister. You must believe war coming against you, my war coming against your building, Canadian Security Service, against your antichrist in Canada, ruling this country, coming against you. And you must prepare for my war, because this war, I bring it to you here, will cost in Sudan and Gomorrah to your country. But my message, last message to before I cut this video, pray to God your country be hit by major earthquake 8.7 to tsunami biggest ever we'll see to completely crash down whole thing the your country Canada team Canadian Security Service before summer coming, because I have prophecy about the summer in 2023 you are going to face Sudan and Gomorrah, all smoke all over in your building and all over your country. I bring it to your evidence here. This attack will happen. From space, they bring a sun lighting to the ground. Explosion will happen by heat. Biggest heat, biggest explosion they raising from underground. Your ground is gonna shake by 9.7 earthquakes, and they close down your system of your government in 2023, Mr.